guys, welcome back to my channel. Martin is my name, and this is a very tragic week, so we're gonna be doing a really different video where we're throwing some opinions on what's been going on to the people of color. So this is not the kind of content we usually make. We usually make like lifestyle videos, something concerning fashion or like photographs or something like that. But something has to be said and something has to be done. This is my opinion on the matter, so keep watching. And I just felt like if someone like me that actually has an audience, maybe we should speak and actually stop against racism, because racism is a real thing. I'm gonna first start by being honest. All the times I've been to the US, it's been a few kind of times, but all the times I've been there, it's really been nice. I've had all these amazing white friends. I have these amazing white people that actually welcome me and I make friends with everybody. It's been a good experience, but that's not been the experience for everybody. And as much as I would love to hide the fact that racism exists, it does exist, and actually denial of racism is actually racism. You understand what I'm saying? I did watch the video. It was so disturbing, it was so sickening, it was so bad, of this officer trying to kneel on this guy's throat. Like, why would you do that? And he was kneeling on his throat, well pocketed, and he says it was by mistake. It was over 9 minutes, you guys, over 9 minutes, and he's kneeling on this guy's throat and he's telling him, and the guy's like, I can't breathe, but this guy is kneeling on him, and you're like, no, that's not racism. Yet I was just seeing another picture of how some murderer was arrested. Some murderer, guy killed like 9 people, you guys. He killed 9 people, and he was arrested in peace, and guy was caught like a baby. This murderer was caught like a baby, and he was just taken to court just like that. No one touched him, no one beat him, no one did anything to him. But because George was black, you understand, he was treated in the way he was treated, which is actually not a thing, which I actually think is sick, which I actually think is wrong. I mean, we all may have a few kind of stereotypes. You understand what I'm saying? Maybe guys with tattoos actually like scare you or something like that, but that's no need to actually. You know what's most annoying is the fact that actually Donald Trump actually justifies racism. I'm gonna put a contrast between one tweet that he put when white people were actually protesting and another when black people were actually protesting, and you see the kind of way that he actually addresses the two kind of people. And actually the fact that he actually called the coronavirus a Chinese virus, like, he's such an insensitive person. I actually don't know how this guy was voted into office. But moving forward, so this guy, people are actually complaining, like, because Target was Target, the store, is it? I don't know if it's a store or mall, something like that. Target was attacked and then it was looted, and then people are like, attacking Target and burning the whole city down won't make George Floyd come back. But then the true fact is, if everybody had actually just stayed and seated and done nothing actually would have happened. Because actually right now, the officer who actually killed him has been like charged with 3rd-degree murder. The people actually want him to be charged with 1st-degree murder because he knew what he was doing, kneeling on his throat. But my major point is, people are actually stupidly looking at Target, which is actually making over $7 million a year, and actually comparing it to someone else's life. And then the fact that people think it's only black people that were looting. There are pictures of actually other white people who were actually looting that store. And then the other fact is, Trump tweets and is like, when the looting starts, the shooting starts. Like, he actually just justified that all these guys can just be shot dead. Like, all these guys can just die for all he cares. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like, this is actually a sad thing. And then there are actually people who actually have bigger audiences, who actually have more followers and stuff, but they're actually saying nothing. And the actual thing is, America actually portrays itself as the ideal place. If you've watched these movies, if you've watched this series, anything American, it's the ideal place. The high schools are bomb, everything is amazing, but it's not actually that amazing. People are actually dying. The truth is what needs to be shown in these movies. You understand? Because they actually show, when everyone watch an American movie, they're saving someone's life. They are being the heroes. They are being the what. But this is not what's actually happening. We need the truth out here. You understand? Because people are being killed. And then actually saw a certain quote from Will Smith that said that racism is not increasing. It's not on. I think it's something about racism not increasing. It's just getting filmed. You understand? So people have actually been losing their lives over this. And what the sad thing is that it's the cops who have actually gone through training that are actually killing black people. This is actually a sad thing. This is something that actually should be looked in. This is actually something that should actually be looked upon. So when these guys actually started looting and many celebrities started tweeting, like supporting them and stuff like that, and then some guy tweets and he goes, why are celebrities encouraging such stuff? And then I watched Snoop Dogg's video when he was saying they tried kneeling, they tried t-shirts, they tried hashtags, they tried everything. It's not working. So they actually have to put in a lot more effort. And actually, after the riots and everything, that's when this guy was actually arrested. But they had decided to just fire. Imagine this guy killed a black guy and he was just fired on from his job. They're just like, oh yeah, you can go and get a job elsewhere. But then some black cop killed a woman. I don't remember how many years ago, and he was actually charged with like 12 years in prison. You understand what I'm trying to say? So there is actually racism, and it's actually a big thing, and it's actually eating up everything. So I do feel like this was racism. I don't want to rule out the fact that maybe this cop was afraid, but the fact that this cop knelt on this guy's throat for like 9 minutes, and the fact that he told him he could not breathe, but he was just pocketing and not minding anything, and the fact that these other cops who are watching this happen is what's saddening. It's what's sad, and then the fact that the president actually don't know Trump. I actually don't understand this guy. This guy's tweets. Someone should just block this guy from Twitter already. And why do so many people follow him already? I actually don't understand what that is. But one thing you should know is that everybody's life matters. No one should be judged according to their race, according to their gender, according to their sexual orientation, according to their religion, or anything like that. Because those are things we choose. You understand? But then, okay, maybe for religion and maybe like some other few things we get to choose, but someone is born black and they have to own that, and then they have to live in fear over something that they actually have no control of. Are you trying to get my point here? So I feel like this is sad and this should actually be reached into. So there is going to be a link to a petition down in the description to this video, so please sign that petition, sign it, share it with all your friends, because this is actually something sad, this is actually something wrong, this is not be happening to anybody. Nobody should die, nobody should lose their lives. And I feel like people have spoken, people have used hashtags, people have used everything. It's actually not working, and they're actually resorting to violence, which I know is wrong, but I mean, at least you know that we have tried and now we're at this kind of level. So please, I'm not trying to justify violence or anything, but please, if this is what we have got to, then there is nothing else to be done. And then someone was trying to say, you're not in the States, why are you even bothering, like, but then this is a global issue. Racism is not only in the States, racism is in Uganda, there is racism everywhere. You understand? Racism should not be justified. This is something wrong, this is something stupid. And someone else was telling me, but it's you guys who actually go there and stuff like that. And I'm just saying, like, we need each other. We need the black people, we need the white people, we need the Asians, everybody needs each other. But then there's some fools, a few specific kind of people that actually kind of ruin the whole integration and everything. Please don't be among those people. And I feel like this is abuse of people's rights, this is abuse of everything. And I feel like this person, I was reading through Nikita Dragon's tweets, and he was like, this police officer has already been warned. What's sad is that actually people who do this are people who actually love black music. They're appropriating their culture. They love black men or black women. You understand? But then you can't speak out. This is actually wrong. This is wrong. You have to speak out for the truth. You have to stand for the truth, and you have to stand for what matters. This guy was killed because of racism, and that can't be denied. Period.